What if something as simple as a small daily soft gel could quietly support brain health, reduce inflammation, and help the body run more smoothly, all without acting like a drug? That's the surprising truth behind fish oil. It's not a magic cure, and it doesn't do things the way pills or medications do. But for many people, especially those over 50, it fills in one of the most overlooked nutritional gaps with real, noticeable benefits, if it's used correctly. Fish oil is rich in omega-3 fatty acids, especially EPA and DHA, nutrients the body needs but can't make on its own in useful amounts. These fatty acids aren't just about heart health or brain support, though those are two big reasons people take them. They're actually part of every single cell membrane in the body. That means they help cells stay flexible, communicate properly, and do their jobs. Whether it's a brain cell sending signals, an immune cell responding to a problem, or a muscle cell repairing after a workout. Now, after 30 days of consistent fish oil use, the body doesn't suddenly transform, but something more powerful happens quietly. The building blocks for health begin to return. In people who don't eat a lot of fatty fish, or who have trouble converting plant omega-3s into usable forms, these fatty acids become essential. Without them, membranes stiffen, inflammation rises, and communication between cells gets sluggish. The result? More joint pain, slower recovery, poor focus, even mood swings. But when these nutrients are restored, the body can begin to rebalance itself. One of the first changes many people notice is in how their joints feel. This isn't because fish oil is a painkiller, it's not. What it does is help the body regulate inflammation naturally. Chronic low-level inflammation is at the root of many age-related health issues, from arthritis to heart disease to cognitive decline. Omega-3s give the body the materials it needs to calm those fire-like processes in a natural, steady way. That's why people often report less stiffness, especially in the morning, or improved flexibility after a few weeks. The brain is another area where fish oil can make a difference. DHA, one of the main components in fish oil, is actually a key structural fat in the brain. It's especially important for memory, focus, and emotional balance. In fact, DHA makes up a huge portion of the brain's total fat. When there's not enough of it, the brain simply can't build healthy cells or maintain the ones already in use. Over time, this can lead to brain fog or slower thinking. With regular fish oil intake, many people say they feel sharper, more focused, and even more emotionally balanced. Again, it's not a boost. It's a restoration of what the brain needs to function properly. But to really understand the power of fish oil, it helps to look at how the body uses omega-3s at a cellular level. Each of the body's 40 trillion cells is surrounded by a membrane made partly of fat. The quality of that fat matters. When the right kinds of fat, like EPA and DHA, are present, those membranes stay soft and flexible. That means they're better at letting nutrients in, waste out, and sending signals from one cell to another. Without enough of these fatty acids, membranes get stiff, and communication between cells slows down. Over time, that can mean everything from tiredness to immune system trouble to difficulty healing. Another point to consider is that not all fish oil is created equal. Some inexpensive brands offer very low amounts of EPA and DHA per serving, or worse, are poorly processed and oxidized, meaning they've gone rancid. Rancid oil not only doesn't help, it may actually create more inflammation. High-quality fish oils, on the other hand, are purified, tested for toxins like mercury and PCBs, and concentrated so that even 1 or 2 small capsules a day provide a meaningful dose. The best types often come from fish like anchovy, sardine, or salmon, and are processed in a way that keeps the oil fresh and stable. For those wondering about dosage, the answer isn't the same for everyone. Most people benefit from about 1,000 to 3,000 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA per day. But people dealing with high inflammation, metabolic issues, or little to no fish intake may need more, at least temporarily. Pregnant women and developing children, for example, need more DHA for brain development. Older adults often need more EPA to help balance inflammation and support heart function. And people with memory or mood issues may benefit from a mix of both. Interestingly, the body doesn't treat fish oil like medicine. It uses it as a raw material, so unlike drugs, it doesn't force the body into doing something. It gives the body what it needs to do the right things on its own. That's why some people feel changes within a few weeks, while for others, it may take longer. It all depends on the level of deficiency, the quality of the oil, and the consistency of use. One more area where fish oil has shown promise is recovery. Muscles that are inflamed from exercise or strain tend to repair more slowly, without enough omega-3s. By improving membrane health and calming inflammation, fish oil can support faster healing and reduce soreness. It may even help with stamina and endurance, not because it gives energy directly, but because the body functions better when inflammation is under control and cells are working efficiently. But what about risks? When taken in normal amounts, fish oil is safe for most people. However, extremely high doses, more than 6 tablespoons per day over long periods, can thin the blood or lead to nutrient imbalances. It's also important to avoid fish oil that's been exposed to heat, light, or air, as it can become rancid. That's why proper storage matters. Always keep it in a cool, dark place and check the expiration date. And anyone on blood thinners or with a bleeding disorder should consult a doctor before starting fish oil supplements. After 30 days of consistent fish oil intake, the effects may still feel subtle, but that's actually a good sign. Nutrients like omega-3s don't push the body like a stimulant would. They restore balance gently, day by day. And by the end of a month, the body often starts to function more efficiently in ways that might surprise people. Clearer thinking, less joint stiffness, a calmer mood, better digestion, even smoother skin. These are common experiences, not because fish oil treats anything directly, but because it helps every system in the body perform its job a little better. The quality of fish oil matters as much as consistency. Many cheaper brands contain small amounts of EPA and DHA, sometimes without even listing the exact amounts. Others may be oxidized, meaning the oil has spoiled. Oxidized oil not only fails to help, it may actually increase inflammation in the body. That's why it's critical to look for brands that test for freshness, use molecular distillation to remove heavy metals, and provide a clear breakdown of EPA and DHA content per capsule. The ideal supplement delivers at least 500 milligrams of EPA and DHA combined per serving, and even better if it does that in just 1 or 2 capsules. Now let's talk briefly about EPA versus DHA. These two omega-3s work differently. EPA tends to be more anti-inflammatory. It helps balance immune response and supports the heart and blood vessels. DHA, on the other hand, is more structural. It's what the brain, eyes, and nervous system use to build cells and stay flexible. In most general-purpose fish oils, the ratio is about 3:2 EPA to DHA. But for people with cognitive concerns, like memory issues, brain fog, or even anxiety, higher DHA supplements like cod liver oil or tuna-based omega formulas may be more helpful. The brain stores about 25 times more DHA than EPA, so it makes sense that it prefers DHA for its building blocks. Another common question is whether plant-based omega-3s, like those found in flaxseed or chia, can replace fish oil. Unfortunately, not really. These plant-based sources contain ALA, a short-chain omega-3 that the body must convert to EPA and DHA. And that conversion rate is incredibly low, about 5% or less for EPA and under 0.5% for DHA in most adults. Factors like age, inflammation, stress, and high sugar diets make the conversion even worse. So while flax and chia are healthy, they shouldn't be the only omega-3 source, especially for people who need real brain and heart support. The list of people who may benefit from fish oil is long. Adults over 50, anyone with joint issues, brain fog, or trouble concentrating, those with high blood pressure, blood sugar problems, or high stress. People who rarely eat fatty fish like salmon, sardines, or mackerel, and especially pregnant women or those trying to support healthy brain development in children. Even athletes and highly active people can benefit from faster recovery and reduced muscle soreness. So, what happens if someone takes fish oil daily for 30 days? The real answer is the body gets what it needs to function better. And that better looks different for each person. Some feel less pain, others sleep better. Some notice smoother digestion or a calmer mind. The key is that fish oil supports the body's natural processes. It doesn't force anything. It fills in a missing piece that many people, especially those not eating fish regularly, don't even realize they're missing. To wrap it all up, here's a quick summary of what matters most. Fish oil doesn't treat problems like a drug. It supports the body from the ground up. Omega-3s like EPA and DHA are essential fats needed for the brain, heart, joints, and immune system. Most people don't get enough from food, and plant-based sources are poorly converted. After 30 days of daily use, many people notice better joint comfort, sharper thinking, improved mood, and faster recovery. The best results come from high-quality concentrated fish oil that's been tested for freshness and purity. Look for EPA and DHA on the label and aim for 1,000–3,000 milligrams per day combined, unless advised otherwise by a healthcare provider. Don't expect miracles, expect support. Fish oil helps the body rebuild, repair, and regulate itself over time. And now it's time to hear from viewers. Has anyone noticed changes after starting fish oil? What brand has worked best? Any tips for making the habit stick? Drop a comment below to share your experience. It helps others too. If this video gave you helpful, easy to understand insights, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more practical health advice. Tap the bell icon to get notified when new videos go live. Small habits lead to real changes, and sometimes a daily fish oil capsule is one of them.